Once upon a time in the quiet and forgotten town of Eldridge, a little boy named Oliver experienced a start to life that would shape his destiny. Abandoned by his parents at a tender age, Oliver became the subject of gossip and scorn in the tight-knit community. His days were filled with taunts and jeers from other children who saw him as nothing more than a failure and a burden. Oliver's heartache was compounded by the rejection he faced from his own family. Unable to bear the weight of a perceived failure, they distanced themselves, leaving the young boy to navigate the challenges of life alone. With each passing day, the weight of his circumstances grew heavier, and the whispers of the townsfolk grew louder. However, within Oliver, a resilient spirit flickered. He sought refuge in the modest town library, where he immersed himself in the world of books. The stories within those pages became his escape, transporting him to realms where the boundaries of his reality dissolved. It was in those quiet corners of the library that Oliver began to dream of a life beyond the shadows that clung to him. As he grew older, Oliver's determination to rise above his circumstances intensified. He threw himself into education, tirelessly acquiring knowledge and skills that would set him apart. Despite the hardships, he held on to the hope that one day he would break free from the chains of his past. One fateful day, as a storm raged outside, a renowned entrepreneur named Mr. Whitman sought shelter in Eldridge. Intrigued by the ambitious and hard-working young man he discovered in the town, Mr. Whitman offered Oliver a chance to work for his company. It was a lifeline, an opportunity that would change Oliver's fate. With gratitude in his heart, Oliver accepted the offer and left Eldridge behind, bidding farewell to the judgmental eyes that had haunted him for so long. The world outside welcomed him with open arms, and Oliver's journey towards success had only just begun. In the bustling city where dreams were both made and shattered, Oliver worked tirelessly to prove his worth. His dedication and perseverance did not go unnoticed, and he quickly climbed the corporate ladder, leaving behind the echoes of his troubled past. The once bullied and abandoned boy had transformed into a beacon of inspiration for those who believed that success was reserved for the privileged. As Oliver's wealth and success grew, so did the jealousy within the hearts of those who had once belittled him. The tables had turned, and Eldridge found itself captivated by the rags-to-riches tale of one of its own. Oliver's family, who had long cast him aside, now sought to reconcile, hoping to share in his newfound prosperity. However, Oliver was no stranger to the bitterness of betrayal. Instead of harboring resentment, he chose forgiveness. He helped his family, mending the strained bonds that had kept them apart for so long. Oliver's generosity extended beyond his kin, reaching out to those who had once treated him with disdain. He became a force for good, using his success to uplift others facing similar struggles. The transformation of Eldridge was profound. Oliver's story prompted the townsfolk to reflect on their judgments and prejudices. They realized that success wasn't solely measured by material wealth, but by the strength of character and the ability to overcome adversity. Oliver's journey became a parable, a lesson that even in the darkest moments, one could rise above and illuminate the path for others. As the years passed, Eldridge underwent a renaissance. Oliver, now a respected figure in both the town and the business world, dedicated himself to philanthropy. He established scholarships, community programs, and initiatives to empower the underprivileged. The library, where Oliver had found solace in his darkest hours, was revamped and expanded, becoming a symbol of hope and opportunity for generations to come. Oliver's story, once a tale of abandonment and despair, had blossomed into one of resilience, kindness, and forgiveness. His life had become an enduring legacy, proving that the power to shape one's destiny lay not in the circumstances of birth, but in the choices made along the way. And so, in the town of Eldridge, where once a little boy had been abandoned and bullied, a new narrative unfolded, one of triumph, compassion, and the boundless possibilities that arise when the human spirit refuses to be crushed by adversity.